The Hakone Open Air Museum is Japan's first open-air art museum, blending artistic masterpieces with the stunning natural beauty of the Hakone Mountains. It is located in Fuji Hakone-Izu National Park, having nature as its background. The museum was opened in 1969 by the Fuji Sankei Communications Group as the first open-air art museum in Japan. The museum's founder and first director, Nobutaka Shikanai, who also headed the Fuji Sankei Group, wanted to contribute to the development of sculpture, as there was no precedent for a museum dedicated to sculpture in Japan. This was a time when the trend of sculpture moving outdoors was beginning to spread both in Japan and the world. Instead of traditional sculpture centered on mass, sculptures with a sense of openness made from a variety of materials were emerging. As the scale of these sculptures grew larger, the spatiality of the sculptures expanded, and the term environmental sculpture was coined. This location in Hakone has hills, streams, and ponds, with the mountains on both sides as backdrops, and a distant view of the sea beyond the horizon. The design of the museum and its grounds was created by sculptor Bukichi Inoue. Inoue wanted to create a place for parents and children to enjoy art. He also had the idea that the earth itself was a sculpture. He wanted to provide a place where sculpture and nature blended together, and where all visitors, young and old, could receive memorable intellectual stimulation. Thus, the open-air concept was born. Most of the works are limited to durable, permanent sculptures because outdoor sculptures can withstand the elements and the passage of time. While the Foundation's collection focuses its 120 modern and contemporary sculptures, it also collects paintings, mainly from the 1970s onwards, and currently has over 2,000 pieces in its possession. An example is the Picasso Pavilion, an indoor exhibition showcasing 300 works by Pablo Picasso, including paintings, sculptures, and ceramics. As mentioned, this is a place for both adults and children to enjoy, as shown by the inclusion of the pocket play area and the woods of net structure, where interlocking beams of wood create a cloud-like structure, inside of which children's play activities immerse them in nature. Most visitors to this area pass through the Gora station to transfer to the Hakone Tozan cable car on their way to the active Owakudani volcano, home of the Kura Tamago, or black egg. What they miss, or perhaps are not aware of, is the host of attractions to be found around the towns of Gora and Hakone. This video focuses on the open-air museum in Hakone. On my first visit to the area, I was one of those transferring to the Hakone Tozan cable car in search of the black egg, so I never left the Gora station, but I was able to return the following year and explore Gora and the open-air museum. The brochure says to expect to spend 1 or 2 hours at the museum, but I suggest, at the minimum, 5 hours to explore the many art treasures. Due to scheduling issues, I only had 1.5 hours to spend, so I only captured a small segment of this wonderful museum. As a well-known person once stated, I shall return.
So this is the entrance to the open-air museum. They say it's a 15-minute walk from Gora, but I think that's for some kind of marathon athlete because you have to go some downhill, uphill, in the sun, and it takes longer than 15 minutes. And this is apparently the ticket booth. Well, I'm not good at modern art or whatever this is, so I will leave the video itself to do all of the explanation. Let's see, Hercules the Archer. This will be a short walk around the open air museum in Gora, Hakone, Japan. Very unusual to see this type of artistic work in the middle of nowhere. Well, I can't say nowhere, but you wouldn't think, with all the mountains and the onsens and cableways, you would see something like this here. So you can pause and read those things. Yeah, I guess this is a children's playground. So they carved all of this out of the side of these hills. Modern art, they call it. Modern art. This is Big Hand, made in 1973 of aluminum by Rainer Kreister, German. 1935 to 2002. Great piece of art. Embrace. Santiago de Santiago Hernandez. (1986). And interesting, so many nude statues here with all the kitties around. Kyoko Asakura, woman. Girl with a rooster. They're the people at sea. The house. Mantle by Chuyo Sato. I think Hiroatsu Takata, the sea. Oh, I see her legs are disappearing under the water. And this is sort of interesting. Everybody's congregating over there. This is by Seibo Kitamura, grandson of the general. Oh, I see. You can sort of see yourself reflected in the sphere as you come under it.
下に何があるのかはよくわからない。これなんですね。もう小田原で行かないといけないところ。
Sphere within a sphere. This is about world chaos. I think you could spend the better part of a day exploring the entire park. Okay, here's a good one. Both Arms by Kenneth Armitage, British. The artist expresses his unique humor by enlarging parts of the human anatomy to create powerful works brimming with vitality. Giuliano Banghi, Italian, a grand story of mankind has been carved into a block of stone. Chronologically in a clockwise direction expresses the way that people persevere despite hardships. Okay. Apparently you can walk on this little path here. Now this one's interesting. Intersecting space construction. And we go to the winds impression. And down there is where we came from, a good shot of the globe. And the sphere within a sphere. This impression should be a dead tree. Let's see, and the answer is Storm by Machinsky Denninghoff, German. powerfully bent trunk expresses the power of nature in this work. Okay. Dialogue. Spatial dynamics, number 22. The polished metal captures the light reflecting the sky and greenery in the surrounding space environment, becoming elements in the composition of the work. Okay. Relatum. It appears that a large rock fell out of the sky and cut away a section of steel plate. The work expresses the meaning of natural and manufactured objects. This is by Lee Yufan, Korean. Reclining figure arch. Leg. Henry Moore, British. There's no background to sculpture better than the sky. Recollections. This work embodies the artist's childhood memories of his grandmother, who wore a dress with a floral pattern on a black background. He has added his own hands to the statue. Okay. And we're back to the plaza. We're back to the plaza. This is the escalator out of the park. This is the Green Man. Heartbeat. Hmm?
Now we go back.
Mm-hmm.
Все мои знакомые, которые там тоже.